Hello everyone, welcome back to Bluegrass Dreams and Seams. My name is Cheryl, and that's a chatty squirrel that we caught the other day. He was really upset because we were sitting out there on the back patio with Lucy, just enjoying a really nice, cool, breezy day, and he was wanting to come down and eat sunflower seeds, and we were frankly in his way. Finally, after a little bit, we just went ahead and brought Lucy in and let her watch the squirrel from inside the patio doors instead of outside. And he was much happier. So this video started with an animal. This video is also going to end with animals. I visited Alpaca Farm while I was in Norwich, England, and my friend Sue and her nephew and my daughter and I went to this alpaca farm, and we had a lovely time. So I will end the video with pictures from that visit. Okay, so I have really stewed and gone through patterns and got advice on how to cut this fabric right here. This is laid out on the table where you can actually really see this fabric, get a better idea of what I'm dealing with. I'm also going to include this picture. It's a close-up. You can see the lace in the background. The lace is actually full uh, yardage, 60 inches wide, and the knit is probably around 54 inches wide, that has been sewn on top of the lace with little cutouts. So you can kind of see that right there in that picture. Um, I wanted to make a very simple cardigan. And I was kind of going in the knit direction, but then I realized, it really doesn't stretch. Am I making a mistake? So that's when I asked, if I bring this on Tuesday to sewing, will somebody be there that could look at it and give me their thoughts on it? So Terry came, my friend from the ASG. She actually leads our group here, the American Sewing Guild group here in Paducah. And she told me I could take her jacket to try on. Now she thinks she made hers by an extra small or small. I can wear hers, but I'm a little bit leery of going with a small. So I'm going to cut mine by a medium, but it is very loose fit. I do have hers. I don't think she'd mind me showing it to you just so you can kind of see what changes I'm going to make and explain why. So this is my friend Terry's jacket made by this pattern right here. This is the one I'm using. I was really thrilled when I found out that this was the pattern she used, because I've been wanting to make this pattern for a long, long time. Now I have my front and back piece uh, pinned down currently, and I'm just waiting. I always step away, and then when I go back, if there's anything I want to change, I change before I cut. So this is one of those times where it's an expensive piece of fabric. I'm stepping away to think about it and make sure that I have my placement exactly where I want it. I've measured my back because the back does have a seam in it. You can't see it on hers, but there's a right and left side. Well, I'm taking that seam out. I'm going to cut mine solid because I do not want the print interrupted, and I would feel like I have to match it. This way I don't have to worry about it. So I'll have a seam at the top, and I'll have the side and underarm seam, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the cuff pieces. At first I thought about making them lace, but I think that I'm just going to go ahead and cut the cuff on the double layer of fabric, we'll call it, the knit lace combination. I think I'll like it better. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. That will free me up to use the more narrow side of the selvage to possibly finish off my front. That's my thinking. I want to save the wider salvaged area for a different project. Now, what I'm finding out is I have enough fabric to actually cut this one. Plus, I could also cut another one and still have things that I could add to a pair of jeans. So this is my friend Terry's jacket. I do love it. It's so pretty, made out of this beautiful fabric, very lightweight, drapey. Um, just it's just beautiful. She did an awesome job. You can't even really tell that seam is there. I mean, it is, but she did an awesome job with placement and everything. I do love hers. It's beautiful. And but this is not mine. This is my friend Terry's. So get that straight. This is not mine. Okay, I'm just showing it so you know where I'm going. It is very simple, front, back, cuff, that's it. There's really not any other pieces unless you want to do more with bringing in one fabric and then bringing in a solid or bringing in a lace or something like that. Then it has other options for you. There's these flounces that you can use. There's a deeper flounce that you can use. So you can have this narrow one, you have a deep one. There's 4 different options on this jacket, or I'm calling it a jacket. It's really a kimono, just a really short kimono. It'd make a beautiful robe, like Terry said. It would make a beautiful, beautiful robe if you wanted to lengthen it. So I am in the process of cutting that out and getting ready to sew that together. I'm very excited about it. And like I said, laying it out, I realized now I could actually cut something else out. So maybe I will look for another complementary fabric that I could do this at the more at the bottom with the bigger pieces. Or I do have a different kimono style jacket that maybe I can look at that and see if there's going to be enough left over that I could cut it, as you know, that I would have 2 different styles. People might say, well, why would you want to do that? Well, give me choices. I'm also taking this purple here, this fabric I picked up at Hobby Lobby, to just make this shell. That's what I'm going to do there, just so I have these 2. And I want this finished by next Sunday, not this one, not tomorrow, but by next Sunday, because that's my anniversary. So we've been together 46 years, really 47 if you count the dating year. One of the things I wanted to point out was the fabric type stuff that I use to trace patterns. This is probably one of my favorite, and I managed to find the 2 extra ones that I had when I cleaned up to my room, because I had this nice storage cutting table here. This is a sewable Swedish tracing paper. It's very long. It's 29 inches wide, and you can actually use this to sew a garment together, which I have done to just as a sample. But what I will say is, to me, it's kind of stiff. So it's like an interfacing, like what I remember when I was first learning to sew, the really sturdy sew-in interfacing. This is what it reminds me of. I do love this. Now that's crunching it up, and you can kind of see that it will pretty much press itself out. But it is very sturdy. You can, like I said, sew your test garment to get your size and make sure you're on the right track. But I don't like it for that. I'd just rather go ahead and get me a cheap piece of fabric somewhere and make me a toile of just the necessary pieces. I don't make the whole garment. I usually just make the necessary pieces to test the garment out. But this is really nice. I ordered this from Amazon. I got 2 rolls. I do not remember what I paid for it, but I'll link all the information that's on this blue card here in the description box if you want to check it out. So that is all I really have to say right now. I'm going to make these 2 pieces. I'll jump back in with another video earlier in the week so you can see how that turned out. I'm hoping to take some leftover scrappy pieces and maybe do something to the bottom of a pair of jeans on the outside seam to decorate that up, where I'll have the whole kind of look going there. So that is it for this video. Short, sweet, but that's what's going on in my sewing room. And as you see, I'm wearing my t-shirt dress today, this Marcy Tilton dress. I really think it turned out cute. I like having the little white tee under it. This was a Life is Good t-shirt that got messed up, and I just picked 3 colors out of it. I'll kind of step back. I have this blue color. There's the pockets. They're really not too droopy since I took less of a seam here. I cut this down. I noticed the other day that our fearless leader, founder, Jen from the Day in Jen's Sewing Room, had quite the stack of things that she went ahead and altered all those things. I mean, she altered a lot of things. So if you haven't seen her latest video, jump over there. She shares with you quite a few things. A group of them got together to do the Project Dress-A-Girl dresses, and then she had a trip home, and she also had all this alterations to do. She's in the process of making another dress. Her video was packed with information, so I just love watching Jen from the Day in Jen's Sewing Room, and I thought to thank her for Big, the founder of this, and I never seem to hit Friday on Friday sows, very rarely. But I did want to get something out. So thank you for joining me, and I look forward to sharing with you again. And enjoy these alpacas. Here they come.